That's it. Buy some silver at the very least. If you got more money, buy the food supply. Because in the very least, worst case is that you have the silver, the prices of it skyrocket, the dollar devalues terribly, which makes it skyrocket even more absurdly to the upside. Now you can go buy that $700-800 food supply with just a couple coins. Here you go. I still got a ton of coins left. Here's a couple. I just bought my food supply and my water filter. That's why you need silver as the first priority. If you plan on buying silver, send me a message. Joe, I'm ready to buy some silver. Where should I go? I will tell you, I've monitored all the places that sell silver. I bought from all of them. They're completely legit. They're big corporations. They're good corporations. They don't never have an issue of being cheated, problems, nothing. Always fantastic. I will tell you at the current time that you send me a message which one to go to. Which one has the best price? Spot price is such and such. They only want 79 cents over spot. This one wants 99 cents over the spot. That one is free shipping. That one's not free shipping. That one charges 2% if you use a credit card. That one doesn't, etc. I have all this stuff written down. I'm up with all stuff. If you're ready to do it, send me a message, and I'll tell you which is the best place to go. I also need to know how much you plan on buying, because that will make a difference too. In some of these places, which one's better? Because sometimes the price will come down if you buy 50 ounces. If you buy 100 ounces, it goes down even more, etc. So, anyways, I'm here to help. I'm not here to do anything else besides help people who are willing to listen. I had to close my Facebook page down because no one's willing to listen, except for 2 or 3 people out of like 60 something people, or 59 people that I knew. It's a bunch of bozos. I'm tired of dealing with the sheep. So now I got a YouTube channel where people who are looking for this information are coming to me, and are getting what they are looking for. And I'm not here to clearly lie to anybody, as you can see and do the research. It's obvious. But when you're trying to pound that into someone's head who doesn't think everything's fine, there's nothing wrong, the recovery's here, don't talk bad about that, this and that. And I'm gonna give you a story of a sheeple that you're just gonna love. I'm not gonna tell you who they are because not important. I like the person. They're very nice, very kind, but they're a sheep to the 10th power. And I get this email from them, and it says, "You gotta check this story out. This is like the true American. These guys are the heroes, man. If you enjoy this story, you've got to pass this around to other people that This is a phenomenal story." Oh, let me read this. This is cool. Bob works for Budweiser and delivers Budweiser beer to all these locations, little stores and corner stores and whatnot. And on 9/11, he was doing his delivery and heard about the Twin Towers getting attacked. They've determined quickly it wasn't an accident, it was a terrorist attack. Oh my God, Muslims did it. Okay, and he's hearing this on the radio as he's driving to work, and he gets to this one store, and there's a couple of Muslims that work there, and they're very happy, very pleased, smiling, cheering, and he was upset. Called back his boss. Boss, I can't go into the store. I cannot sell this beer and bring it in there to that store. I can't do it. Why not? Because there's 2 Muslims in there, and they're watching the news and happy and everything about it. So he says that his boss tells him, listen, I have a better idea. Go into the store, take out all the Budweiser, and don't ever go back there again and bring them any kind of beer. All right, you got it, boss. Goes in, pulls out all the Budweiser. He happens to know Joe, the Pepsi driver, who delivers Pepsi products to the same store, and tells him the story that he had that day. And now the Pepsi driver says, well, I'm going in there to take out my products too. I can't believe that. So I said, oh, come on, hold on. This is America. Land of the sheep. Land of the bozos that have been completely brainwashed now. There's no way in hell he would call back to headquarters, Budweiser or Busch Beer or whoever, and they're going to say, yeah, pull the product out of that store so that he can call and file a complaint, go to the news, and every other store that's a Muslim, which there's a lot of Muslims that own stores. I know you know that. And we're going to pull all the beer out of their stores too. I mean, that wouldn't happen. Budweiser's here to make money. Profit comes first. Same with Pepsi. I knew to myself, I'm not even going to continue reading at this point. I took the first couple of sentences in there, put quotes around the sentences, put it into the Google search, which tells Google search, if you put it in quotes, only show me a page that has the exact thing that I put in this phrase in quotes, nothing else. If it doesn't exist, then don't bring back any results. First site, Snopes.com. Oh, That's a fairly legitimate site that does a very good job, by the way, of debunking things. Maybe it's not perfect, but it's pretty close. It's a very good site. I went there. Click on the link. It has the same words that I typed, so this story must be out there, right? The following story, and there's a couple of slight variations you may have come across since 2003 or whatever the year was, and the entire story is completely false. None of it is true, not even partially true. It's completely false. Debunked. I noticed this person sent me this email with that nonsense story that I quickly, my brain thinks like a lot of, doesn't think like the average person because I'm wide awake, as most of you are. We can see clearly past these things, which is why I stopped reading it quickly when I realized something is fishy here. Let me do a little search on Google. Of course, it's fake. It's false. She must have sent it to 40 people, and they were all copied. So I hit reply all, and I replied to all. I hate to burst your bubbles, but I think this story is false. And here's the link to Snopes. That's all I said. No one else responded because I guess they didn't care either. To them, it might have been like spam mail. You know how you get those people that send you crap every day. The positive saying of the day, and to keep you focused off of reality, even though reality is punching you in the face. To say you can think all the happy thoughts you want, and you get punched in the face with reality to wake you back up. That's nonsense. Stop focusing on the happy stuff when you need to focus on what's important. If it's bad news, so what? You got to focus on it and make a decision about it, rather than just ignore it and put on the happy thought. Happy thought isn't going to do anything. Doing something like buying silver right now immediately is doing something. So she replies back to my reply of her saying, hey, I think this is fake. Take a look. Well, I don't care if it's fake. This is what the response says. I don't care if it's fake. I'm going to pretend that it's real because it's happy. What was the word? I'm going to pretend that because it's happy. It's happy talk.
It's a feel good.
It's a feel good story. I don't care that it's fake. It's a feel good story, so I'm gonna send it and keep it. As a matter of fact, I'm going to pretend that it's a real story because I know somewhere in America somebody probably did that. All I could do when I read that email is this right here. Read this round, okay. That's all I could do. What kind of response can you give to that? You're basically admitting when she responded that way, I am going to propagandize the people on my list, all 40 or 50 of you. You're going to see an email that came from me, who you respect as a friend or whatever, colleague, etc., whatever it may be to you. Oh, hey, so-and-so sent me this. Oh, let me read it. Oh, that's a good story. You're not going to go check to see if the story's real. Your friend or your whoever sent it to you. Of course it's real. Of course she wouldn't send you nonsense. Come on. Only to find out she did send you nonsense. Complete and utter nonsense. And then replies back and says, even if it's fake, I don't care. I'm going to pretend that it's real because it's a feel-good story. And I bet somewhere in America that probably did happen, so I'm going to keep the story and stick with it. So you're basically telling me you're going to send false information to all your friends and family and whoever else you sent this to. You're going to knowingly send false, fake, happy talk stories to people that are completely false because it was a feel-good story. What else can I say? I mean, all you can do is sigh, shake your head, roll your eyes, and make a YouTube video for the people who know how you feel and see the bozos all around them and say, hey, good work, man. I'm glad you're uncovering this stuff. You're wide awake. I appreciate your videos. I thought the same things too. I thought I was crazy at first, but now I see you and I don't even know you and you're talking about the same stuff that I'm interested in. It's actually true. And you're talking about it too now, so I must not be crazy. This is great. And then you have a little following of people. You have a meeting of the minds with people, and it's fantastic. You gotta love YouTube. Now, having said that, I'm gonna go back to the little point of this little Lindsey Williams story. the head of Department of Homeland Security, as Lindsey Williams was waiting to get on the Alex Jones show, on hold, getting ready for the show, he's watching the news on TV. Headline. And he says the head of the Department of Homeland Security just said on TV they are very concerned about a cyber attack, while old Lindsey Williams was getting ready to do his interview on the show. She also said to her close friend immediately to get 6 months of food, which I already mentioned that to you. So I thought, again, the friend telling Janet Napolitano's friend, saying go get 6 months of food and water, something big is about to happen. I cannot tell you anymore, I'm sorry. That's it. Soon. Webbot hot date, November 8th through 12th approximately. And then we have this on the news right now, just a couple, 2-3 weeks in advance of the possible event. Breaking news. Head of Department of Homeland Security says they are very concerned about a cyber attack, which, if you recall in the Webbot, says the internet will be going down some shape or form or another soon. Their forecast was for potentially 2011, but they weren't sure either. It's just it is in the data. And imagine how much stuff would get shut down. How's the price of silver going to be given out if you can't go online to see what the price is? You going to call Kitco? Hey, think you're going to get through on the phone lines with 1 million people trying to call to find out the price of gold, silver? The only issue is going to be, well, how long can they keep it down? How long can they knock the web down? Because they realize, too, when the web goes down, their money machine, the American people who have websites, businesses, e-commerce, etc., that goes down, too. So like 9/11, it was urgent for them to get the stock market back up within 2 or 3 days very quickly. And it'll probably be urgent enough for them to get the web back up urgently, quickly, 2, 3, 4, 5 days later, whatever it may be, when this happens. And they will already have, write this down, they will already have a cyber version of the Patriot Act for the internet / cyber world. It's already written, it's already on standby, just like the Patriot Act was already written and waiting for just such an event as 9/11, and they handed it over. Here you go. A couple weeks later, here it is. You wrote that in a couple weeks? No, we had that. What do you mean you had that? Well, we always have stuff like that, and just in case something happens, when we know we can get legislation passed in an emergency. Legislation that would never be passed without the emergency, of course. And this was a guy being interviewed that worked for, man, I wish I knew his name. He worked in the Pentagon, nonetheless. And this was on the regular news. This is like an interview on 60 Minutes or something, by the way. This is a while ago, maybe a year or two ago. And he said, so wait a minute, you're telling me that you guys already had the Patriot Act already written in advance of 9/11? Oh, yeah. He goes, wow. He said, by the way, if a major event happened with the internet or something, and the internet was knocked out by terrorists somehow, or a virus, or that was a terrorist group did it, can the same thing be said about that? Absolutely. There's already a bill waiting. There's already a Cybersecurity Act, and it's not the one that they're trying to pass in Congress right now through Rockefeller and friends. It's not that one, trust me. It's much worse. Unless they actually force that one through based off of this event. They may actually have what they need in that bill and say, well, the event happened, we already got a bill in here, we just need to go through the House and Senate right there, it's already been submitted. It's already put to the committee, so let's just get on with it and pass it. It may go down like that, I don't know. Just want to share that with you. That's all I got to do for now. I got, 2 other videos I need to do, and I can't do it tonight because it's getting too late. So it's going to have to wait till tomorrow. And I'll talk to you guys later. Take care.